Hello everybody, I'm sorry for the noise background, but we are now going to discover a live sessions of openfoam using our cloud HPC. So first of all, you need to enter the cloud.cfdfairservice.it website. If you don't have it, you can sign up and generate an account. So there is a sign up button here. Here are the data for the registrations, and in a few minutes you can get an account. Now we enter into a generic test account. So obviously we can execute any openfoam simulations using our website, but today we are going to see an application using a tool which is available here, and the tool is named Cloud HPC Exec. To install it, you have to follow on Ubuntu the instructions provided in this web page. So just click on Tools on the left hand side and follow these instructions. And in here you have the package Cloud HPC Exec for Ubuntu to download and install. So how can you execute an openfoam simulation on Cloud HPC? Well, situation is quite simple. You just have to set a simulation on your own computer. So in here I just use the motorbike openfoam case. In here I already prepared the simulation, and in this particular case is for openfoam 8, but we're later going to see what another openfoam application. So we just type cloud HPC exec. In this case I haven't generated a mesh, so I'm running a simulation on a 4 virtual CPU machine. High MEM, because usually when you generate a mesh you want to get as much RAM as possible. And then in here, among all the software we have available, I just select Snap-Yes Mesh, openfoam 8. And here I just go openfoam 8, the version of openfoam I'm running. I just type enter, and automatically you see the simulation is going to be executed on the portal. The communication between my terminal and the website works with an API system, so I had to enter an API key when I install the package. And if you see the website already, the text, there is a new simulations running, and here it is. Every simulation is performed on a virtual machine dedicated to the specific analysis. So you need some time for the system to allocate the virtual machine and to actually run your analysis. Okay, so this process takes about 3 minutes, and in the meantime we just wait for this to finish. You see now the process is running. We just re-enter, and there it is. Now it starts in the allocation of the virtual machine and so on and so forth. Since we don't want to wait too much, we just copy the ID of this particular simulation. We go back to the terminal and we tell the system to wait for our simulation we have just performed, and we execute the Cloud HPC exec batch. This allows us to execute a simulation directly from the batch, so without the steps we saw before. We just need to get familiar a little bit with this program, but it basically works like Cloud HPC exec minus batch, number of virtual CPU, runtime high core, because we are going to provide just physical core for this simulation. So openfoam, the version is OF8, and we just specify the same folder where we perform the first simulation. Now this time, differently from what happened before, since there is a wait, this terminal program is going to wait for this simulation ID to be completed, and then is going to execute the openfoam analysis using the mesh defined in the previous step. So you see, as long as the simulation is going to be running, I won't have any more analysis running simultaneously. I say the system is just going to wait for this to finish before actually submitting a new job. In the meantime, obviously in here, we just use a snappy xmesh OF8 and the openfoam OF8 script, which are available by default, and they are predefined by the cloud on the cloud HPC. But sometimes, like in the second example, we just have a custom script we want to run, like this all run. Well, in this particular case, this all run has the potential form, there's a patch summary, there is a mesh definition with Snappy, and then the simulation is going to run. In this case, it is also possible to perform the simulation on Cloud HPC exec. So just type Cloud HPC exec. We select 16 high core. High core is our instance which only provide physical cores. And instead of selecting openfoam solver in here, we just select custom script. This is going to execute every .sh file we are going to upload on the cloud, and this time the folder is going to be 2206. It's a 1-year-old version of openfoam, but I had the test case ready for this particular configuration. So this time you can see that we are executing everything on the cloud once again. So if I go back to the cloud, here it is, there is a new simulation running, and that's this second case, which is now running. So you see at the same time I have two simulations running. One is actually a mesh generation with Snappy, which if I enter over here into the details, now you can see the mesh, the Snappy X mesh generation started with the two physical cores available. And in here, I have a remote desktop which allows me to interact with the simulation. So the simulation is actually performed inside of this folder, and I can open, I don't know, ParaView. Now there is not much to see, but I can open ParaView and any other software which is installed, like GMSH, LMFM, Salome, and so on and so forth. Okay, I can just type double click tail log to see all the tail of all the log files and have a quick look at what is happening if I can read the log files, obviously. As I said before, this particular analysis is waiting to be finished before actually executing openfoam. So for this reason, you can just see what's the name of it? Snappy X mesh. If you go here, we have the second case in which we are executing a custom script. So this custom script is actually still allocating the virtual machine. But when the simulation is going to be over, when the allocation is going to be over, you will see the simulation running. So one question most of the time I'm asked is, how do I download the results after the simulation is completed? Well, that's quite easy. Again, using this Cloud HPC exec, there is a -download command in here. Just tap download. Obviously now you won't download anything because I still haven't finished the simulation, but still I can see all the folders of the simulation I performed. I just select the folder I want to download, and this is going to download from the Cloud HPC to my local computer all the results of the simulation. I'm stopping this, sorry, brutally, we can't see, so we clear everything. Cloud HPC exec is a great tool because using the help button you can have access to all its own functionalities, like download, batch, we saw it, wait, we saw that. You can have higher level of interaction with your simulation, like stopping. We have a soft stop and a hard stop. SSH, access to the virtual machine when the simulation is running, and you can also manage some of the folders or delete an old simulation and stuff like that. So we just go back here to see what is the status of our sim analysis, and then with this tutorial probably it's over. So Snappy is still in the phase of generating a mesh, and instead in here you see all run is now in execution. Okay, it says executing all run.sh bash script. So in here, if I double click on tail log, I can actually see, you see, the script all run probably is in the Snappy X mesh generation of the mesh itself. You see now Snappy is finished, so we run potential form, check form, and now we're also running simple form. So in here the simulation is already started. In this particular case, we are using 6 cores, okay, because this has been defined in our script. But in the general openfoam script on Cloud HPC, so if we don't use this custom script option, it's the cluster that adapts the decompose predict to the virtual machine you're using at the moment. So you see now another feature is that now that we have simple phone running, you get access to all the logs. So in here, openfoam log, I can assess the log information of openfoam and check the residuals, but also these are plotted runtime using the function objects that someone should define in the control dict file. Yeah, so my simulation are running smoothly. Let's see if I can open ParaView now and actually open the results of this particular analysis. And here Snappy probably is going to finish. So we go back here and we are going to open ParaView and see that. Obviously, this was not intended to be a full training on the Cloud HPC platform, but let's say a very quick performance of what you can do on the platform. Remember this, everything was live, so nothing was really prepared in advance. So now I'm opening the control dict. 1 second, control dict, and I'm going to select the openfoam reader to actually read the results. Yeah, this takes a little time. Openfoam reader. I just select OK, and yeah, the simulation is still running, so I'm just using the compose predict file. Okay, if you see over here, this is the motorbike case, and I can actually see that the motorbike is there. So let's choose this normal one and let's apply, and there it is. Obviously, I mean, the case was very simple. Okay, it's not intended to validate the openfoam or anything else, but just to show that while the simulation is running, you can actually interact with that and actually see the results and monitor the situation of runtime, you see, with all the information I get from this virtual machine. So thanks you all for taking part to this, and looking forward here at the 18th openfoam workshop, in which Cloud HPC has a dedicated booth. See you.